continuing. I have a VPN that I run through, which you've blocked before, which means that it has to do something. And I can tell when there is some sort of connection to my computer based on how quick Safari is loading, based on if you block iTunes Store, based on if you block my ability to update this phone, based on if you block a VPN connection from running. Obviously, I just disabled Bluetooth. I don't know if I deleted the text files or any of the framework files. Last time I messed with that, I actually fucked the computer up. I deleted a lot of shit. I was like, holy shit, I deleted all this. I'm really secure now. Boom! Done. I have to reset everything again. Okay. Disabled airport, obviously. Didn't delete the text files for that. I don't know if that really matters. I don't know if you're not establishing a connection to that. You're not. Router secured everything. Changed the default IP on that. The DNS I should have kept. I don't know why I had to change back to OpenDNS. Didn't really make a difference. I thought they promote being more secure and quicker, so let's go with that. But you knew I had that before, so I shouldn't have did that. But I think you already established a connection somehow to it. Now, I blocked a lot of these ports. I mean, I port scan and everything is perfectly fine. But when I port scan with the Universal Anonymizer, everything shows up wide open, which I don't understand that. So I'm guessing it's just opening up towards whatever they see that IP as being, and not actually what the computer is. Now, what else? I did more. I know I did more. I forgot something, didn't I? You see, it's something with root access. There has to be a way to... Oh, yeah, I disabled remote access, obviously. So you'd have to be able to guess which port I'm running that on, which means... And I already disabled SSH, so you can't get in through that. I got rid of X11. I stopped NetBIOS. I saw that's a security risk. Maybe I'm wrong on that. So, I mean, I'm running through Ethernet. Now, I ran through another computer. That could have been something, but you would have to know... You would never have guessed I was going to run through this computer. You wouldn't have had anything established, no control on that, and I don't see how you would get my IP address unless you contacted Comcast and pretended like you were me. I made sure that I was behind the VPN for any email that I sent or any other recovery of a password or something where they say, hey, this is IP it came from, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I swear to God, it's like my modem is just connected to you. That's something. You see, people from Comcast came over here, and there's about 10 wires that run from the modem all throughout the house. Maybe you ran a cable from the house, underground, out down the street, and then you come over here and connect. No, you didn't do that. Now, I'm trying to think, what is it? You know my ISP, so you know what my search domain is going to be. You know my DNS. You know my MAC address. You know any other info you need. You know my user ID. You know my group ID. I always go to change those, and it's a hassle. So I leave that be. And I never see that much emphasis on changing that, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Now, I stopped connections from plenty of random stuff like MobileMe and a bunch of stuff I wasn't using. Nothing starts up with Mac. I deny just about anything that wants to go and update, because I update everything by myself. Now, I did go, I don't give a fuck, I'm going to download Transmission and get all of these different sounds and everything and plugins. But how would you know that? You'd have to, I mean, I don't think there's anything on the external drive. What would it be? Could you leech just a random MP3 file or something that I load up, and then all of a sudden it gives you info? How would it relay back to you? Could you encode something like that without anything detecting that? Now, I do know once you get in, you probably have root access, and then you can set up a backdoor, and you probably delete the logs. How would you have that much access, though? I don't think you'd be able to get that much access. I mean, I went through these manuals, and just about nailed everything right on the head. The only thing is, maybe change root password. I mean, I changed the keychain password. Computer name's random. The password's pretty random. But I mean, right when you get into the computer, you have access to all that. And you can just decode the hex files. I'm guessing you would have just lost connection from the last time, and you know I was restarting the computer. But how would you know my IP address? If they changed it, I made sure to get a new router, and I got a new IP address. I mean, you'd have to call Comcast, get the IP address. You'd have to wait for me to download and see these torrents. But still, how can you get access? It's just locked down. What would you have access to? Would you really be able to get in through my computer? It's not. Well, I do open any port, I believe, to transmission. And I was always checking to see the IPs that were establishing connections. And you know I'm on the internet a lot. And I connect to like YouTube, a bunch of random stream websites, what have you. So a lot of times some of those ports would be established and opened. But how would you do that without my computer detecting anything? And when I ran VPN, I believe every time I had transmission going. But I didn't have the option of running all the data through VPN, but I've read that that doesn't even really matter when you change that on Mac. You'd have to go through transmission and do that. And I know that you don't like the VPN because I swear you've blocked that before. On 2 of my computers. Now, port 80, you know it's going to be open all the time. I don't know, it's not completely... Is it just completely open? I mean, what could you do with that? You could send packets to that. I have the settings set up even on virus barrier where it doesn't give out my computer information and it blocks ping attacks. The router's set up like that. No DMZs on. I have a MAC filter on. You can spoof the MAC address easily though. You can't get in through SSH. I really made sure that was the main thing. Bonjour, I don't know too much about that. I know when I disable that logic doesn't work, so I don't mess with that. SSL is nothing. FTP, not established or anything. What else? It has to be something with the modem. I'm telling you. It has to be something with all those cables connected to the modem. Something set up weird in there. It's the only thing I can think of. I mean, how you would have to... How would you get into the computer? I just don't see it. I don't see it being possible. I did leave... See, I open transmission and then I leave the setting, any connection. That's probably where I went wrong. That has to be where I went wrong. And I was just thinking the whole time, I don't care. Just don't know how much access you have, though. Are you doing a middleman attack? Are you getting all my login info? I haven't clicked on any random addresses, I know that. Haven't went to any fraudulent websites, haven't opened up any emails that you sent. 10 minutes. New video 10.